That clicking noise in your engine? Your mechanic can find it in seconds with a $25 tool you've probably never heard of. Today, I'm breaking the code of silence and revealing 8 secret tools every professional uses that can save you thousands in repair bills and prevent the kind of damage that sends cars to an early grave. Tool number 1, OBD2 Scanner. First up, the tool that revolutionized car diagnostics but somehow still flies under the radar, the OBD2 scanner. Now, you might have heard of these before, but most people don't realize there's a massive difference between the $20 basic scanners and the $70 models that can actually save you thousands. Here's the deal. When your check engine light comes on, dealers charge upwards of $150 just to plug in their scanner and tell you the code. But a mid-range OBD2 scanner like the Blue Driver or Fix-D can do far more than just read basic codes. They can show you real-time data, run complete system diagnostics, and even give you likely causes and fix recommendations based on your specific vehicle. John, a viewer from Ohio, emailed me last month saying his scanner caught a minor oxygen sensor issue before it destroyed his catalytic converter, a $25 tool that saved him over $1,200 in repairs. But here's the tip mechanics won't tell you. Don't buy the cheapest scanner you can find. Those only read generic codes. Spend just $40 more, and you'll get one that reads manufacturer-specific codes that often point to the actual root problem. At number 2, we have the inspection camera, and this one's a game changer for those hard-to-reach places. You've probably experienced the frustration of dropping something into your engine bay or hearing a rattle you just can't locate. Mechanics charge hourly rates to disassemble panels and components to find these issues. But for about $35, you can get a wireless endoscope camera that connects to your smartphone. These flexible cameras can snake through the tiniest openings and let you see inside valve covers, transmission bells, and even fuel tanks without removing a single bolt. When Sarah's car had a mysterious ticking noise that 3 shops couldn't identify, she used a $30 inspection camera to find a broken valve spring retainer in 5 minutes flat, saving her from a $600 teardown diagnostic fee. Here's a pro tip. Get one with a good light and at least 1080p resolution. The cheap ones with poor lighting will waste your time and might make you miss something critical. Tool number 3, digital multimeter. At number 3 is one you might not expect, a digital multimeter. This isn't just for electricians. Modern cars are essentially computers on wheels, with dozens of sensors constantly feeding information to your car's brain. When these sensors fail, they rarely trigger obvious warning lights. A good multimeter lets you test electrical components before replacing them. Most people don't realize that about 30% of parts replaced during car repairs weren't actually faulty. They were just diagnosed incorrectly. For less than $40, you can verify if that $300 mass airflow sensor actually needs replacing before you spend the money. Mike from Texas used his multimeter to test a supposedly bad fuel pump that a shop quoted $800 to replace. Turns out it was just a $15 relay that had failed. The real value here isn't just the immediate savings. It's avoiding the domino effect of unnecessary repairs that can quickly spiral into thousands. Tool number 4, compression tester. Number 4 might raise some eyebrows, the compression tester. This simple tool can tell you more about your engine's health than almost any other diagnostic. When engines start performing poorly, most people immediately assume the worst. But often, the issue comes down to basic compression problems that are relatively inexpensive to fix if caught early. A compression tester, which costs around $30, screws into your spark plug holes and measures the pressure in each cylinder. This simple test can identify leaking valves, bad piston rings, or blown head gaskets before they catastrophically fail. One viewer used this tool when his Honda started misfiring, discovered one cylinder had low compression from a leaking valve, and fixed it for $300. The dealership had quoted him $2,700 for a complete head rebuild because they assumed the worst without testing. Here's what most don't know. Compression issues often start small and worsen over time. Catching them early can mean the difference between a minor repair and a complete engine replacement. Tool number 5, brake fluid tester. At number 5, we have the brake fluid tester. This tiny tool costs about $15, but can prevent one of the most dangerous and expensive repair scenarios, complete brake failure. Most people have no idea that brake fluid absorbs moisture over time, which lowers its boiling point and corrodes internal components. The moisture content in your brake fluid isn't something you can see with the naked eye, but a simple electronic tester can instantly tell you if your fluid needs changing. When brake fluid fails, it often leads to damaged calipers, master cylinders, and ABS units, repairs that can easily exceed $1,500. Jennifer from California used her brake fluid tester and discovered her 2-year-old fluid had dangerous moisture levels despite looking perfectly clear. Changing it cost her $75 and potentially saved her from a brake failure on a mountain road. Here's what mechanics know but rarely share. Follow the moisture percentage, not just the color of the fluid. Even clear fluid can be dangerously contaminated. Tool number 6. Vacuum pump and gauge set. At number 6 is a tool that pays for itself the first time you use it. The vacuum pump and gauge set. Vacuum leaks are among the most frustrating problems to diagnose without the right equipment. They cause rough idling, stalling, poor fuel economy, and failed emissions tests. A vacuum pump and gauge set, costing around $50, helps you test everything from fuel pressure regulators to brake boosters, EVAP systems, and vacuum-operated components. When Robert's SUV kept stalling at traffic lights, 3 shops quoted him sensor replacements ranging from $600 to $900. With his vacuum gauge, he found a tiny leak in the brake booster line that he fixed with a $5 piece of hose. The secret most don't realize: many check engine light codes point to electronics when the real issue is a mechanical vacuum leak. This tool helps you find the true cause instead of throwing parts at the problem. Tool number 7. Professional torque wrench. Number 7 is the tool mechanics use most, but talk about least: the professional torque wrench. Now, you might be thinking, I already have wrenches. But there's a world of difference between tightening something tight enough and using the exact manufacturer-specified torque. Over-tightening can strip threads or break fasteners, while under-tightening leads to parts working loose. Both scenarios can cause catastrophic failures. A quality torque wrench starts at around $80, but it prevents the kinds of errors that lead to stripped oil pans, warped heads, and broken bolts. Fixes that typically cost between $500 and $4,000. When David replaced his own water pump, he used a torque wrench to set the bolts to factory spec. His neighbor didn't when doing the same job, resulting in a stripped bolt, coolant leak, and eventually overheating that warped the cylinder head. A $1,700 mistake from not spending $80 on the right tool. The insider tip: digital torque wrenches are worth the extra cost because they're more accurate and can store multiple preset torque values for different jobs. Tool number 8. Fuel pressure tester. And finally, at number 8, we have the tool that saved my customers more money than any other: the fuel pressure tester. When engines run poorly, fuel delivery problems are often overlooked in favor of more complicated and expensive diagnoses. A fuel pressure tester kit costs about $40 and connects to your fuel rail to measure system pressure. This simple test can identify failing fuel pumps, clogged filters, and regulator issues before they strand you or cause engine damage. Mark's Chevrolet was diagnosed with needing a new fuel pump assembly for $800, but his pressure tester showed the real problem was just a clogged filter. A $25 part he replaced himself in 20 minutes. What most people don't know: many modern fuel pumps fail gradually, not suddenly. Regular testing can spot declining pressure months before you'd notice performance issues, saving you from being stranded and potentially damaging your engine from running lean. Now, I'm not suggesting you need to become a professional mechanic overnight, but adding even 2 or 3 of these tools to your garage can dramatically change your relationship with your vehicle. You'll catch problems earlier, avoid unnecessary repairs, and most importantly, save thousands over the life of your car. Remember, knowledge is power in the automotive world. The average driver will spend over $30,000 on car repairs during their lifetime. With these 8 tools, collectively costing less than $300, you could easily cut that number in half. Which of these tools are you adding to your garage first? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this information valuable, remember to like and subscribe for more automotive insights that the industry would prefer stayed secret.